Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Apocalypse Movies and another trailer reaction here on the channel. And we have a big one today. As you can see, there's three, not two of us today. It's 3 of the 5, as we are going to be reacting and talking about the brand new trailer for Dune. Denis Villeneuve's Dune. It finally, after all the struggles of last year, of COVID and cancellations and postponements, we are officially getting this movie. It is happening later this fall. It is going to be one of Warner Brothers' hybrid films. So you'll have the chance to see it in a theater, which I will 1000% be seeing this in an IMAX theater. Yes. And then it'll be also available on HBO Max if you're not comfortable going to the theater, or if you just want to sit at home and watch it. Anyway, before we get into any conversation about this, guys, I just think we should dive right into it, watch it, and then discuss everything afterwards, kind of process it. You guys are cool with that?
Agreed.
All right, so the volume might be a little high, but I'm going to pop this bad boy on. It's going to play right away. So I'll press play in 3, 2, and 1.
My planet Arrakis is so beautiful when the sun is low. Rolling over the sands, you can see spice in the air. The outsiders ravage our lands in front of our eyes. Their cruelty to my people.
The scale of this thing?
Oh, man.
I didn't realize Bautista was that guy.
World.
Well, he's part of the group. That's considered
A boy.
Duncan,
Is that Momoa?
Shots.
Hey!
Always, you know that.
Nice.
I've been having dreams about a girl on Arrakis. I don't know what it means.
Dreams make good stories.
The dialogue is so good.
Everything important happens when we're awake. Hey, you. Put on some muscle?
I did?
No.
We are House Atreides. There is no call we do not answer. There is no faith that we betray.
Smile, Gurney.
I am smiling.
The Emperor asks
Costume.
us to bring peace to Arrakis. House Atreides accepts.
I know you. There's only an awakening in my mind.
You need to face your fears.
Come with me.
You need to be ready. You never met Harkonnens before. They're not human, they're brutal.
The Duke's son sees too much.
This is I do.
Is that David Del Falchian?
Yep.
Polka Dot Man?
Mm-hmm.
God in heaven.
Get everything with guns off the ground. Go!
Damn.
Oh my god.
They're picking my family off one by one.
Let's fight like demons.
Nice. There you go, Momoa.
Dad, what if I'm not the future of House Atreides?
There it is.
Man doesn't seek to lead.
Crazy.
He's called to it. But if your answer is no,
I love the design of this
you'll
sandworm.
still
Oh my
be
god.
everything I ever needed you to be.
Oh my god.
My son. If anything happens, will you protect Paul?
With my life.
Ancient lamentation.
Only together can we stand a chance.
Javier Bardem. Let's go.
Damn.
It's time.
Oh. Oh my god.
The scale of this thing is
October is like right around the corner.
I thought it was December. Man, that is...
No, well, so it was originally like when all the release dates were happening, it was like November, December, and then like no release date, and then I got November. I think it got pushed up a week or so, and then like everything just like it was so like crazy. Anyway, my god,
The scale of this movie is huge. I feel like have never seen a movie this big. Like,
I don't think outside of like obviously outside of like the galaxy stuff, right? With like Star Wars and stuff. Like when you think of a planet-wide movie, I don't know if there's anything bigger than this. This thing is like you're right, Brian.
Like
this thing is
open
massive.
world.
It's massive.
yeah, I'm kind of blown away. Like just the scale of this thing and the amount of people and how big it is. And
what's funny is this is basically a part one. He wants to do a
Yeah,
sequel
I heard about that.
if it does well. It's a standalone movie, but this is essentially a part one of the story of what he wants to tell.
God,
Denis Villeneuve.
this movie is gonna explode. Like, I feel like the only way this fails is if somehow like HBO Max being on its platform hurts it. I don't know how it would. I don't know how these things work, but I don't know why anyone would not want to see that in IMAX. Like
we don't get a lot of movies that are pure like original sci-fi blockbuster, right? They don't really make those movies anymore. The sci-fi stuff we get is like sci-fi thriller or sci-fi horror or sci-fi comic book, right? It's a subgenre of the actual sci-fi drama. We don't get pure original sci-fi as much anymore. Every genre kind of goes like through its peaks and valleys, and sci-fi seems to be going through that, which is why I think people should be so excited. Like this is going to be something so different from stuff that we're getting these days. A completely different style of storytelling. Obviously, Denis Villeneuve, an Oscar-nominated director, writer. What he does with movies is off the charts. And then we saw the cast throughout the entire trailer. Like the cast is ginormous. It's ginormous.
the cast is like,
It's probably one of the best casts I've ever seen.
well,
period.
that and it just the size of it is like one of these, like where
And
they literally,
it feels like they're all in prominent roles, which is weird.
yeah, like I mean, outside of these ones, what is something with that many?
With like 10 plus people that are so well known in the business,
Yeah,
and that they signed on for this movie, like Bautista, Momoa, Brolin, Isaac, Chalamet, Ferguson, Zendaya, Stellan Skarsgård. Like the list like literally goes on.
I'm so excited for Timothy Chalamet. He's so good, and he is going to be the lead of this. And I'm very
Him and Zendaya, excuse me,
Zendaya.
are basically considered, as far as the characters know, from what I understand, they are essentially what the story focuses on. Them too.
Yeah, makes sense. But this is going to be just a glorious feast for the eyes on IMAX.
So I was going to say two things. So I want to get everyone's opinion real quick. The two things that I'm really looking forward to, outside of like the obvious stuff, there's two things. One, cinematography. This movie is going to look insane, like insane. And two, the score. The score is going to be ridiculous. And that's a total Jake move. Like, I'm sorry, it's typical me, but
Yeah,
like,
to pick
it's
the two
a sci-fi original film with the cinematography and the score. Like, oh my god,
Yep.
like oh my god.
Doing the score.
Gio, what about you? What's one thing that you're like super pumped about?
For me, it's getting to see a
Hans
sci-fi
Zimmer.
epic that
Makes sense.
doesn't worry too much about appealing to mainstream audiences. Obviously, that's a plus. That's something that J.J. Abrams did with Star Trek and Star Wars, for better or worse, is that he made those movies more appealing to mainstream audiences. Now, I have no doubt that Denis Villeneuve will do a little bit with that. I think he definitely learned something with Blade Runner 2049, not in terms of the quality of the film, but how the film was presented to audiences, right? The mass audience, not just us, not just people who are fans of the book. Right now, there is kind of a a vacancy in the sci-fi epic as far as big screen goes, right? Star Wars is on a little bit of a break. They're killing it with Disney Plus. We'll see what happens with James Cameron's Avatar. I'm a little more confident than others, but that's still a ways. Dune has an opportunity right now to kind of fill that void. And I think the hybrid works more in its favor. The hybrid release on HBO Max works more in its favor than it does against it. So
there's a lot of people who will not go see this movie in the theater for two specific reasons. One, they have a family. Two, because they don't want to pay for the family or themselves to go see it. And if they already have an HBO Max subscription, that's giving them the movie money, and they're able to see it at home when they put their kids to bed, when they have the time. And also something that could probably be thought of too is a runtime. A lot of people don't go see a movie because of runtime. That's why a lot of people didn't go see Blade Runner 2049, even though the movie is pretty much, to me, like a masterpiece. The movie was 2 hours and 45 minutes long. Like, a lot of people don't want to go sit in a movie theater.
This is 2:35.
Yeah, so exactly. Like, a lot of people aren't going to want to sit in a movie for 2.5 hours. They're not. And if they can do that at home over the course of 2 days, over the course of a weekend, whatever, it helps the movie a lot more than it would if it's just strictly in theaters.
Yeah. Plus, there's like the uncertainty of, while we've heard of Doom, we're familiar with it. It's the mainstream audience and them with an unfamiliar it's an IP, but it's not like a well-known IP.
Yeah.
I think if they have the option to watch it at home, first off, those streaming numbers, they do matter. They do count for something.
For sure.
And so, they can check it out at the comfort of their own home. And if it does well, then guess what? Part 2, that's going to be box office gold.
Please go support this movie.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Please.
This movie's soundtrack is using a 32-person choir.
Please go see this movie.
It's like
32 people.
Yeah.
All right. Any final thoughts on the Dune trailer before we head out, boys? Other than what we've said, any just quick thoughts? The movie is literally a few months away. This will be the final trailer for sure. Beautiful. It looks like it's going to be an absolutely crazy ride with acting, performances, with storytelling, with the look of the film. Any final thoughts, boys? Brian, start us off.
I'm just so excited for the scale, like, of this movie. Is, I've said it like 4 times already, but just something so massive. You don't see that very often. So massive, but still telling a story. Not so much that you get lost. Like, it seems like it's going to be very on point with the story, but the world is ginormous, and that excites me because that's some of the best stuff. Look at like these worlds that have been created in the last decade of Marvel and Star Wars and Justice League, or not Justice League, DC, just all these things, like these massive worlds that could span stuff for very long in the future. This could end up being the birth of a franchise, potentially, like a full-on franchise that's talked about for the next century. Like, it's exciting. It's very exciting, and I'm very excited to see this on a big screen, just embracing everything. So I can't wait.
Gio, final thoughts?
I echo a lot of what Brian says. I will add that there is a benefit to going in without any preconceived notions, as in I haven't read the book yet. And just going in with that, not knowing how the story's going to unfold, and learning about this world through the brilliant filmmaking of Denis Villeneuve, as Jake hinted before we started this episode, this reaction. So that's the biggest thing for me.
Agreed, gentlemen. I will echo all your sentiments. All right, everybody. Well, that's going to wrap up today's reaction and discussion on the Dune trailer, the brand new Dune trailer. Make sure you guys are letting us know what you guys think of it down below in the comments. We would love to hear what you guys think. This is a movie that has a lot of interest, but because of what Blade Runner 2049 was like for Villeneuve, not a lot of people went and saw it. We'd love to see if you're going to go see it, or if you're going to watch it on HBO Max, if you're going to go see it in a theater, watch it at home, etc. We'd love to hear all those thoughts down below. Let us know. And, of course, check out everything we have going on here on Apocalypse. Our main show, Apocalypse Now, is every Tuesday, 7 o'clock Pacific right here, as well as trailer reactions throughout the week. We do Marvel Rerun. We do Mandalorian Club for all the Disney Plus shows in Marvel and Star Wars. And when DC does eventually do something, we will also be doing a DC show as well. So, yes, the clock is ticking on that one, whenever that may be. So, all right, everybody. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this. Make sure you're hitting that like button, sharing, and, of course, subscribing if you love this content. And we will catch you guys next time. Bye, guys.